Today on the Marilyn Denis Show, Kenneth Bordewick shows us how you can achieve high-end home decor looks on a budget. Author and reality TV star Kelly Cutrone shares her honest advice on what never to do during job interviews. And Roger Mooking prepares a delicious seafood dish inspired by his recent trip to Cambodia. Now here she is, Marilyn Denis.
Hey everybody, nice to see you. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend and you're ready for a great show. Our first guest is Beverly Hills interior designer to the stars. His client list has included Mariah Carey, haven't heard of her, Michael Jackson, and royalty in England, Italy, Spain, and Saudi Arabia. Please welcome Kenneth Bordewick. He's with us today.
Thank you.
So so nice to have you.
Thank you.
Nice to have you. We hear that you might be working with Kate Middleton and somebody else.
As much as I'd like to talk about that, I really can't confirm or deny that at the moment.
Yeah, but but if you do, at least I can say that I asked that question.
Yes.
Okay. Their farmhouse in Wales?
Yes, and there's a couple other places.
Oh, really? Of course, because they have so much money. They do. So before we get started on getting into the crux of, all that you do and all the people that you've worked with, how did you get into this business? Like, you're from California and you're all over the world.
Well, I just designed my first home for myself.
Yeah.
And I was a diamond broker. Reagan had just cracked down on the drug dealers, so they were robbing diamond brokers at the time. So I was robbed a few times in '89 and decided I need to get into another field.
I guess.
So I gave a party for myself retiring from that, and some guests came, loved my new house, and I got Petrini's Supermarket. It's a big chain in California.
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Petrini came and had me do their home.
And then it just kind of went and so on and
They
so on.
gave a party, oil baron came. He gave a party, a Saudi came.
Isn't that so? You never know when you go to a party who's going to be there.
That's right.
You don't know. So had you done their whole house?
Whose house?
Well, the first people that you met when you did your home.
Yes.
How would you describe your home in California when you redid it?
That was Art Deco.
Okay.
It was a phase.
Did you know though? That had you always felt that design was something that you wanted to do?
I took classes on the side.
Okay.
Yes.
And isn't it interesting that something closes, like a door closes, and then
Many open.
many open all
Yes.
over the world? Like you're pretty good friends with Prince Charles.
Yes.
How do you become good friends with Prince Charles? And can you tell me how?
Yes.
Because I would like him on the show. Yeah.
I was playing polo in a polo match in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
And he was in Beverly Hills visiting, and they asked him to guest on a team. So we played. And there's some side funny stories to that. So we played.
You can tell those funny stories.
No, I can't. Then went to London, was playing in another match,
Yeah.
and he was there, and the teams went out to dinner. So we went out to dinner. He was nice at dinner. And he started talking about a new house he was moving into.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm an interior designer. How about having me help out? And he said, well, it's getting a little difficult. British designers need to do it. And I said, well, how about just one room? So I got the library.
Oh.
So I did the library.
Well, yeah, but did you do anything different? I mean, the library's not very it's a library.
It was
How'd you
really
make it
nice
different?
when I was finished.
Well, I know. Well, I'm sure it was. How did you make that library so different that...
Well, it was the home his grandmother had lived in, so
Okay.
it was a little stately, shall we say, and
Yes.
a little stale.
Yeah.
And it was a little upbeat for him.
And so he loves it. And
Loved
so
it.
that went from there to there. Now, you have some titles yourself. Do you have some titles?
I do.
Can you share the titles with
Yes,
us?
Baron von Bordewick from my father's side in Norway, and from my mother's side in Italy, I'm the Duke of Perugia.
Wow, we have royalty with us. So we can say Sir Bob Geldof. We can say Sir Elton John. Now you. That's
Yes.
fantastic. Do you use that every once in a while when you want to get into a restaurant?
It doesn't work. And in Italy, they laugh at you because
Why?
royalty has no money. So,
But it sounds so good.
Yeah,
it
it
sounds
does,
so
it
good.
does.
You worked with the great Michael Jackson. Can you tell us a little bit about him and what you did? And
Michael Jackson was a client from heaven.
yeah.
Every designer wants that client. You
what made him that way?
think out of the box,
Okay.
no constraints,
Okay.
whimsical, fantasy, whatever you can think of, he'll like it.
And did you work on Neverland? Is that what you worked on?
No. I worked on his last house in Kent, England, Foxbury Manor, that he was supposed to move into during the tour, and the house he passed away in Beverly Hills.
Okay, and there
It's
was
actually Homeby Hills.
there was a room. I understand one of the rooms dedicated to his good friend Liz Taylor.
Yes, there was.
And he asked you to come in and do something for that as well.
Yes.
So tell me how that was done. Like
Well,
what did
I designed these chairs. You know how beautiful Elizabeth Taylor is with the lavender eyes and the black hair?
Gorgeous.
Well, we designed these chairs with marabou feathers across the back. Marabou feathers are used in ladies' clothing, never on furniture.
Yeah, right.
So I put marabou feathers around the back so it surrounded her like a portrait collar.
Beautiful.
And it would enhance her eyes.
So is that a room for her so when she came over to visit, she could stay over?
He was
and be
hoping
there?
his family would join him and she would join him, yes.
Okay, and did she ever see the room herself? Did
No,
she?
no, she saw the chairs though.
Okay, so tell us about some
She
of your...
actually bid on them at auction.
Did she?
Yes, she did.
Oh, that's great. Tell us about some other famous clients that you have. I'm thinking about Sir Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney, he's pretty interesting and he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go a little deeper than that. He's my favorite Beatle.
He's a nice Beatle. I have a couple of stories about him, actually.
Do you?
He came into town on a Wednesday and met with me, and he needed an Oscar party on Sunday.
Oh,
And the house was rented. There was nothing in it. When you order furniture, it's 18, 20 weeks out.
sure.
How do you do that?
How do you do that? How'd you
Well,
do
I
that?
did it. Well, I said, I can't do it. And he said, well, how about if I offer you this much? And I said, I'll do it. But then I said, no art. And then on Friday, when I had the house finished,
Sure.
I said, I have room for art now. So I went to LACMA, it's the LA County Museum,
Yes.
and brought the art from there. You can rent it,
Yeah,
which
sure.
is a good thing for your watchers. You
Yeah.
can rent art
You can
at
rent
museums
art.
for your house for pennies,
Yeah. See, that's...
as long as you have insurance.
Okay.
Gotta have insurance.
That's right, that's right. So would you say that, I mean, doing that turnaround, he is not, he doesn't really care about the budget as much? Like, he's a smart businessman, we know.
Yes,
well,
he's
except
a
for
very
that
smart
divorce, not
businessman.
that smart.
Well.
Prenup was a good thing that he should have done. But anyway, but would you say that he's pretty, like he lets you run with it, run with the ideas, or did he have something in mind?
He had nothing in mind. He wanted it done.
Okay, good. So would you say he has good taste?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about, who's next? Mariah Carey.
We can't really talk about Mariah Carey.
Why?
Well,
Was she fun to work with?
she was very nice.
Good. Did you do a lot of work with Mariah Carey?
She was very nice.
All right, let's see what the next person is. Brad Pitt. Okay. Anything on Brad Pitt? Anything on Brad? Like, I mean, is he have a good taste? Was money no object? Did he rent art?
He did rent art, and
Yeah.
he loves art, and he likes modern
he does, yeah.
interior design, and he likes to say he does it himself.
I see.
Yes.
I see. We got something out of that, didn't we?
Yes.
Jennifer Aniston. She's selling that.
She's
Gorgeous.
beautiful.
She is beautiful to look. I've not really met her in person. I'd like to have her here. But that house that she sold, I think it's in Malibu. Did you do that house?
No.
It's a gorgeous house. What other? Did she have other places too?
Yeah, she had one in Beverly Hills, and she had one in Los Feliz.
And what's her taste?
Los Feliz.
Is it kind of pared down? The look?
It's contemporary.
Yeah. Okay. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Is this a setup?
Not at all, but that's the list of clients. I'm going, other famous clients, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it was during that period, too, when that lady was there.
Okay.
And did you know? I have something.
You have something.
She has a sister that worked there at the same time. You
Really?
might be hearing about that soon.
Really? You see?
You want to add another one?
Yes.
The mother, too.
The mother.
She worked there also.
Kenneth, this is very interesting. If Perez Hilton is watching, okay, we broke the story first, okay, Perez? Quit taking away my stuff. Okay, now also, you designed for a royal family in Italy, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that a little bit.
Princess Bianca, she's the heiress to the throne of Italy, and
Yes.
she's quite extraordinary.
In what way? What do you mean by that?
She's like 6'2", a beautiful blonde, and the husband's like 5'4". You know?
So everything had to be tall.
Yes. Well, the house was tall.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a
yeah.
gorgeous palace.
When you go into some of these places and you talk to the clients, some of them I guess would be very specific as to what they want. And do you have to kind of agree with them a little bit and then kind of talk them into something else, or do you pretty well stick to talking them into what you think they should be doing?
They generally know what I can do, so they generally come towards me with, "What can you do for me?"
Yes.
And I kind of get a feel for them. I go out to dinner with them. I hang around their house a couple of days,
Yeah, right,
find
get
out
to
what
know
their
them.
likes, dislikes are, and
Yeah.
then go from there.
Who would you say, before we take a break, who would you say is the most extravagant client you've ever had? Not to say that they're, not nice or anything like that, but just really.
Extravagant?
Yes.
King Fahd of Saudi Arabia, hands
Wow.
down.
Hands down. And why do you say that?
His bathtub looked like a swimming pool. And it was like a lap pool, a little wider than a lap pool. And when he would walk into one side of it, It was all gold tile.
Yes.
He would walk through it, and as he walked through it, they would bathe him. And then he would walk out the other side, and they would dry him. And then that lap pool was drained.
For new water.
For new water.
Wow.
In a room that's bigger than this room.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, isn't this fun?
And golf carts in the hallways.
And golf carts in the hallways to get from one wing to another wing.
One room to another room.
One room
Yes.
to another room,
Yes.
Kenneth. Oh my gosh, okay.
Thank God for electric golf carts now.
Exactly. So after the break, Kenneth tells us how we can bring affordable luxury into our homes and, of course, dish some more, because that's why we want to have him here, too. Okay, we'll be right back.
Up next, Kenneth Bordewick shows us how you can achieve high-end decor looks on a budget. And later, author and reality TV star Kelly Cutrone shares her honest advice on what never to do during job interviews.
The Marilyn Denis Show is brought to you by Sears. Find us online at sears.ca.
Hi, Marilyn. I'm Wendy.
Hi, how are you, sweetie?
It didn't even say what where you got all your talent. It was good. It was fun. I just find it fascinating.
Am I shiny?
You know, when
Seriously, when one door closes, something doesn't work out, people really find their passion going, okay, now what am I going to do?
Just angle it.
Yeah.
I actually love what I do, and I didn't before.
And you know what? Because you love what you do, you know, you put yourself forward because you're so passionate about it, and they go, oh, this is a guy who really likes what he does.
you know, you happen to be
some of the stuff that I do. This is how you do.
To my, I can't remember what song, but we were at the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
And she said, "I love you," and he started singing to her in the hallway.
oh my God, he's so great. I met him with Linda.
Beverly Hills Uber interior designer Kenneth Bordewick is with us today, and he's going to show us how to get that high-end look without breaking the bank, and thank goodness, because you don't have to worry about a lot of people's banks from the people that we mentioned. So we're going to take a look at about this room that you designed, and we want to be able to incorporate it. And there's something about a picture that you want to talk to us about. Are you talking about a picture that you...
Well, there should be one of the room that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to take a look at it right now. That is one of the rooms. Just something simple. Gorgeous.
It's in a small estate in Beverly Hills, only $40 million. And it was one of our largest budget. They gave me $24 million. They actually gave me $31 million at the beginning, but took back 10. So it was $24 million.
How come they took back the 10?
I think they had a difficulty.
Oh, okay, okay. So the recession set in. Okay.
So $24 million.
Yeah.
I wanted one room to be intimate, so we made this room. There's a grand piano for the daughter who plays the piano. The lady of the house loves crystal chandeliers, so there's a full spectrum crystal by Baccarat, $84,000.
Wow, wow.
Sofa for the husband,
yeah,
with down stuffing and silk, and then the carpet.
And so a little bit for everybody.
You
and
need to ask about the carpet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did they love the room?
They love the room.
Yeah. So you're taking that room and you're going to kind of help us on a budget.
Yes.
Put it together. What would you say your taste is, though? I mean, is it always changing, or because it looks pretty lush, especially in that picture?
I try not to reveal my taste because that pigeonholes me.
Yes.
I design for the client.
Okay.
In my home, I have Tuscan. I like Tuscan.
What's that? It's just Tuscan?
It's kind of old world with little hints of contemporary, but mostly old world.
Okay,
Overstuffed.
so we have you as our designer for a moment, and we want to take our living room and we want to kind of spruce it up, and where do we begin?
Well, you can start with a sofa. We have a sofa here from Decor Rest.
Yeah.
It's made here in Canada, so that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's comfortable, it's pretty, and it's neutral in tone, like Paul McCartney likes.
He likes that a lot.
He likes
and
neutral
the thing
tones.
is, there's two different tones here. Yeah, so
but yet they're all monochromatic.
Okay, and that is what? How much money is that? 15? 51?
It's $1,500.
Okay, and then this ottoman here.
The ottoman, what's great about ottomans, it can be for your feet, or you can put a tray on it and use it for a coffee table.
Yeah, yeah.
2 uses in one.
That never goes out of style, does it?
It doesn't.
And that's only $600. And then this gorgeous, you're talking about the client that, inspired that room, the chandelier.
Chandelier, Home Depot, under $200, full spectrum crystal again. Not quite as big as the one in the other house, but very nice.
Yeah, so if you have like a chandelier into a room, do you think perception, well, the perception is it bumps it up quite a bit.
It does.
So nobody can tell how much that thing is when it's hanging from the ceiling. If they do, don't invite them over. That's it.
They get a little bigger.
Yeah, get a little bigger. Well, that's just, I'm just going to say, if we had a bigger room, we would make it a lot bigger. Okay, so I love the drapery here. Where'd this come from?
I do love the drapes. They're from
In-View Drapery. There you go, In-View Drapery. Okay.
And they're under $400.
So these are ready-made?
They're ready-made. And the trick to getting ready-made drapes is always buy them larger than your window.
Okay.
So you can puddle them on the ground, and puddling them, if puddled correctly, would look really nicely.
Yeah.
And it's lush. And then always think, women like jewelry?
Yeah.
Why not put some jewelry in your rooms? So you can get pullbacks with stones from Feng Shui, another Canadian company.
So those are all pullbacks?
These are all pullbacks and knobs for drawers.
Wow.
So they would set off a dining room really nicely, and for a set of pullbacks, it's only $200.
That's really interesting. I like the display on that too. Okay,
Yeah,
and then
gorgeous.
we're going to move over here, and this is the lamp from Canadian Tire.
Yes, Canadian Tire. Interesting
cute,
company.
huh?
I was actually in Canadian Tire once, in Gravenhurst.
Yeah?
I was doing, what is her name? I can't think of the lady's name.
Okay.
Goldie Hawn, her house in the Lake Country.
Yeah.
And I needed a battery charger. I found Canadian Tire.
You found Canadian Tire.
I did.
And you said, so
Who knew?
There's Canadian Tire. Did you walk in looking like that?
Similar.
Okay.
And they looked at me a little oddly.
They would. So,
I think I saw a moose that trip too.
that whole thing is
Ethan Allen,
$60.
yes.
$60 for that.
Yes.
But the fact, why do you like that so much?
Well, it's a nice small lamp, nice stature for a smaller home.
Right.
And it's nice. The shade's good, deflects the light, so it's not harsh on a lady when she's sitting here.
Right, right. And we like that soft light.
We do.
And then this great chair. I like those chairs.
Ethan Allen, under $700. Ethan Allen's a chair that you'll pass down to your children, so it's a little more expensive and it's high quality.
What about this style of chair? Why do designers like that chair so much?
It goes anywhere. You don't have to worry about the style of the legs.
Right.
It's skirted. The fabrics you can match to any other room.
Right. I see.
You can move it from the dining room to the living room if needed when guests come, and it'll
right,
match.
Right. I like that a lot too. Okay, and this rug from IKEA.
Well, The rug on the house we were showing earlier was $300,000. It was from the Shah of Iran's home. This doesn't quite compare, but you know, if you spill a drink on this, nobody's in trouble.
That's right, that's right. So keep it really simple. And you like it neutral.
I do.
So do you say with the style in this room, it's more ornate with the poles and the chandeliers? Is that where you want?
I like to have a little elegance.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that it's monochromatic. So you bring in flowers. Red roses say the whole room changes. You bring in a Matisse painting, the room changes. It's colorful.
Okay, all right. And then what else was I going to say? Okay, here's the deal. What do you want us to do as far as spending money on anything? If we want to revamp our living rooms, usually when we design our living rooms, we leave it like that for years and years and years. So if we were to look at our living rooms today, what would you like us to do?
Fresh paint, wallpaper. If you have a small room, paint the walls lighter on the outside, and as you get towards the center of the wall, make it darker, just a few shades.
Okay.
And the room seems to go away from you. It's a nice little trick for small bathrooms. You open it up by dark in the center, it pulls it away, like a vanishing point.
So we're not talking about an accent wall. We're talking about in the same color.
Yeah.
Okay, and like on the strip of paint.
Yes.
Just go from light to dark.
Correct.
How do you feel about the trim though on the, you know, if you've got cornice molding and stuff like that? Well, do you paint it close to that color? Because a lot of times when you do white, it looks like a stripe going through your house.
If we're
How do you
talking
handle?
a small house,
Yeah.
I like to make it a stripe, especially when you have a baseboard. A baseboard, if you have a darker stripe,
Yeah.
it looks like a long runway, so it makes the hallway longer.
Okay.
And it appears to be larger.
What's the biggest mistake that we make as homeowners with our houses?
Bright color in a very small space.
Bright color in a small space. Why does that bother you so much?
Within 2 months, you're going to be sick of it because it's in your face every day.
So you would rather neutrals and just put accents in?
Yes, and
Okay.
change the flowers, you don't have to change the furniture.
Okay.
Change the paintings, you don't have to change the furniture. The room
Right.
changes if it's neutral.
And how often do you think cyclically people change their homes, and would you like to see that kind of sped up a little bit more?
I'd love to see it sped
Yeah,
up a
I
little
know.
more.
I know. We're talking about our budget, not your budget, but what do you think?
People tend to keep things for 5 years or so.
Okay. And what's the best value for us to, of all the rooms, you move into a new house, you know you have to change something. What, just for, you know, making it look pretty, what's the most favorite room to do? What do you think we should do? Our master bedroom?
Your master bedroom.
Really?
And master bathroom. You live in those spaces.
Right.
You come home from work, you're in your bedroom. You leave in the morning from your bedroom.
Yeah.
You only entertain in the living room.
That's right. Well,
Make it comfortable, luxurious.
okay, beautiful. I love that. Okay, we're going to go from luxury to this. Man cave. We're looking for the ultimate.
Oh, no.
No, don't worry. You don't have to do it. Don't worry about that. We're looking for the ultimate man cave, and we want to hear from you. If you, don't laugh, this is true. If you know someone who has a man cave, anybody? Do you have a man cave? Oh, yeah. Complete with comfy lounge chairs, old sports jerseys, Springsteen and Farrah Fawcett posters. We want to know about it, so we want you, they don't have to know. You send those photos and videos. Do the video, and then maybe we'll rent it, and you can walk through it, you know, to Maryland.ca and tell us about your man cave. And you could be on the show. And thank you to my very special guest. So nice to see you.
Thank you. I have a gift for you.
You
also.
do?
I do. There's
It's
someone over
Sean
here.
Moran. He's coming in. No. Who's coming?
He's deceased.
Thank you, Kenneth. Come back again.
Thank you.
Thank you for dishing and teaching us some lessons.
Thank you.
That's great. We'll be right back. Thank you so much. That's beautiful.
Coming up, from the reality TV hits The Hills and Kel on Earth, Kelly Cutrone shares her frank and honest advice. And still to come, Roger Mooking shows us how to prepare a delicious seafood dish inspired by his recent trip to Cambodia.